Hello everyone and welcome back. So today we will solve the problem Leetcode 70 climbing stairs. So this problem states that we are given a stair with n number of steps and we need to find out the total number of ways to reach to the top of the nth step. So if we have n is equal to 2, then that means also we can either climb the stairs in either one step or two steps at a time, one step at a time or two steps at a time. So let's to look at an example. When n is equal to 2, we have so when we are at zeroth step, we can either take one step at a time and climb to the second step, or we can take two steps at a time and directly jump to the second step. So there are two ways to climb to the top here. Either take one step at a time or either take two steps directly. Similarly, when n is equal to 3, there are three ways. Either take one step at a time, either take one step and then two steps, or either take first two steps and then one step. So let's first look at the approach and then we'll look at the code. So since we know that there are only two different steps you can take at a time, either one step or two steps, that means when you are at when you let's take this example. So when you are at second stair, suppose you are at second stair and now you want to reach from second stair to third stair, right? So that there is only one way possible. From to reach from second stair to third stair, there is only one way possible, and that is to take one step. Now suppose you are standing at first stair. Now from first stair to third stair, there are two ways possible. Either take first to second, then second to third, or take directly from first to third, right? So ultimately, reaching the third stair is a culmination of reaching the third stair from either from second stair or reaching the third stair either from first stair, right? So this is a culmination, like the final problem is a culmination of different of its previous sub problems. So when you solve the problem for n is equal to 3, you would essentially have solved previously the problem for n is equal to 2 as well as for n is equal to 1 as well as for n is equal to 0. So this is a classic example of dynamic programming. In dynamic programming, you solve the previous problems first, previous sub problems first when you reach till the final problem. So what we will do is first we'll take an array of length. If n is 3, then we'll take an array of length 4. Why 4? Because we'll also assume that n is equal to 0 also exists, and the value answer for n is equal to 0 is 0 itself, because like there is no way you can climb 0th step because you're already there on the 0th step itself. So the answer will be 0 there, right? So we'll first initialize a DP, an array, and we will give it a length of n plus 1, and we will initialize dp0 as 0, because like there is no way, there is zero's way, there are zero ways to climb to 0 step because you are there on the step itself. Now dp1 will be 1 because there is only one way to climb from 0 to 1. Now dp2 will be 2 as given in the example, because there are two ways to climb two steps. Now we will iterate from 3 to the length itself, to the last stair itself, and then what we will do is we will compute dpi equal to dpi minus 1 plus dpi minus 2. Now why we have done this? Because see, when you are at third, suppose you are at second step. When you are at second step, then the answer to the number of ways to climb to the second step will be equal to the answer to the number of ways to climb to the first step. Like if you're at second step, then you can come to second step either from the first step and take one more step, or you can come to the second step either from the 0th step and then take two steps at a time. So there are only two possible ways. There are only two possible ways to climb to the second step. Either take from first step and take one step, or either take from 0 step and take two steps at a time. So there are only two possible ways to reach this step, and we ultimately need to sum those to find the total number of ways, because the total number of ways is equal to the addition of all the possible ways. So that's why we are adding here. And at the end, we just need to return dpn. This is our last final problem. We also need to first check if our n is less than equal to. If it is, then we just need to return n, right? Because if n is 0, answer is 0. If n is 1, answer is 1. If n is 2, answer is 2. So we just need to return n. Let's run this and see if it works. And it does. Let's submit it. And it works and it's very efficient. So this is all for today. I'll see you in next one. Thank you.